Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, and today you might be able to guess what my advice is. If you already have scaling chips, why do you need scaling malt too? Let's not be greedy. If you want to go for a jog with me, you can get the seed from the video description, and when you're ready, let's go gold stake blue deck. Alright, first boss, discard random cards. We could take an investment tag. I think I do that for sure, why not? Alright, one more time for the flush. I think I keep the kings here. If we have the flush, we can follow it up with 3 pairs. Could be 3 of a kind. I don't think this 3 of a kind wins. So maybe I hold on to the 10 and the 8. Maybe. Aha! Okay, could be a runner. If I take the runner, I can't take Overstock. Overstock is very powerful, I guess. Thoughts. Number one thought, okay, going into the hook, discard random cards. We are playing on the blue deck, so we have extra hands, but we don't have extra discards. Probably we want something to score and help us beat this boss here, and so maybe the way that you do that is by opening the buffoon pack. Maybe the runner is the thing that helps us score. If we get a straight on any one hand, we get a straight, and then we can follow it up with pairs with the plus 15 chips. That's probably good enough. If I take the overstock, I don't get to do any of that, and probably we just lose. So I think for sure I'm taking the runner. And if I do take the runner, do I want something like the hung man also? Is particularly powerful and usually the kind of thing that I want with a runner so that we can set up straights, but probably the safer thing right now is to open the buffoon pack and look for some molt. Sad. Astronomer, we could sell it for $4 right away, or I guess it's probably worth it to hold it. Would I rather have an astronomer or a hung man? That's a good question. Probably a hung man, to be honest. Alright, go next. Okay, I need any one straight. So starting from here, all I have to do is draw either a 10 or a 6. Maybe. One thing we could do is we could play a hand first. We could remove 2 cards and then play a hand, and then we could draw 8 new cards, and maybe we have a better chance of getting a straight that way. I think I have a pretty good chance with the 10 or the 6 here, so let's do that. And if we miss, we do have some backup options, presumably. Alright, so I do want to play this straight. Do I want to use the hung man on the jacks? Probably not. Okay, now probably 2 pairs, the kind of thing that I'm interested in. I'm no longer expecting the ability to play, what is it? 5 card hands. So I can't play any more straights this round. I can't play any flushes this round, or at least that's my expectation. Maybe Jacks and 4s doesn't clear, and then we can play another hand. Sure. Alright, could be 8s and kings. This is a good opportunity to remove the 4s and 2s. With the hung man, usually I want to remove the outside cards, usually aces, sometimes kings, maybe 2, 3, 4. Building around, I like to do jacks through 6s or jacks through 7s as my straights. I can play this 2 pair, and then we get to draw 8 new cards. Any pair works. I could play a flush. I could play 2 pair. Some consideration for maybe we get a supernova in the future, and if we get a supernova in the future, I would like to play pairs. Okay. Alright, I feel if we can survive the first round, then we're chilling. We do have a telescope. We could try to set up straights for the telescope. Probably, no matter what, we take an Arcana pack here. Looking for money. If we don't get money, it could be Hierophant, could be Empress, could be Moon. I think I like the idea of the Empress, and then that way if we do get a straight, plus 4 mult, that makes it a much better straight. I think I target here maybe the 10 and the 9 for those mid-range straights. And then probably Buffoon Pack also. I'm looking for a source of mult. Could be a Fist, could be a Spaceman. Spaceman is not great if your plan is to play straights because you're only playing 1 straight per round. It can be pretty good, not just as a scaling source of chips, but also scaling mult. If you play 4 or even 5 pairs per round, then you get about 1 mult per round. It is not great, but it's not nothing. I think if this wasn't a rental, I might be tempted to take the Spaceman here. But I guess I just take the Fist instead. So now we have scaling chips, we have plenty of mult. That's it. Do I want the 8-ball to go with the runner? I'm a fan of the 8-ball. I'm a believer, but maybe with straights, it's difficult to get multiple 8s in one hand. So maybe we just go next here. If I didn't already have the runner, maybe you take the 8-ball there, you play some 8s here. Let's dig for, if I have 8 and 7, I can try to get a 6, maybe. Maybe one more time for the 6. All right. And then with the Fist, I think this wins. Okay. Okay, could take a Saturn card, 4 hour straights. The boss is going to decrease level, so I think I don't take Saturn because of this boss specifically. I could hold on to it and then use it later. We do probably want the telescope. I probably want some lucky cards, so if I plan on taking the telescope, that's going to happen the next round. Do I want to not buy the standard pack here and save my money for interest, save my money for the telescope? I think I spend the money. We are playing on the blue deck. We have extra hands. I don't have bus, I don't have green joker, so I am getting the full $4 per round from extra hands, so we can afford a standard pack. Could be purple 6, as holographic is kind of strong, and then also purple. I think the 6 is just good enough. I think if it were a 5, maybe I wouldn't take it, because I think about that as being slightly out of range as far as the straights that I'm targeting. Also, we have the Fist here. We don't want to take small cards, but I think a 6 is fine. And then go next. Okay, I can discard the 6 here. I can discard the 5. Judgment. Or a bull? Well, that is admittedly much stronger than the runner, and then maybe you don't have to do the runner anymore if you don't like doing the runner. If I play 2 pair here, does 2 pair win and then we can't play the straight? Maybe. This is only 10 mult plus a little bit here. Let's do the lucky cards right now, I guess. All right. Hoping this doesn't win, but the plus 20 means it definitely does win. All right, Golden Joker as a rental. All right, I do want the telescope, probably. And if I do take the telescope, now do I want the standard pack also? Yes, I'm looking for seals. So could be glass 7, we probably don't care about. And then we go next. All right. Even though we have the bull, I'm still going to try to get the straights. I mean, the runner's eternal, so we might as well do it. Maybe I should have been a little bit more attentive about the purple seal. Maybe could have saved the discard for a purple seal. I don't think we can get another straight from here, so I'm going to play the pairs. And then maybe set up the telescope for pairs. Maybe. Alright, could be a burglar. There's another Saturn card. So straights are my most played hand. I can get 1, 2, 3 straight levels if I want to level up my straights right now. And usually what I do with the runner is I play a couple straights as like a mini game as a way of leveling up the runner, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're committed to straights for the entire run. And what you can do is you can use the chips, you know, maybe you have 90 chips, maybe you have 100 chips, and then you can start playing pairs is usually what I do. But maybe if we have the telescope, I think that's a compelling reason to actually commit fully to playing straights. So I guess let's do that. We could take the burglar. I think is not something that I want. Yeah, I guess if I'm taking the Saturn cards and I'm leveling up my straights and I'm using the telescope, then I will have a lot of chips from the Saturn cards. It's 30 chips per Saturn card. Basically, the runner becomes obsolete, right? Once you have 500 chips from your leveled up straights, then the runner doesn't really matter anymore. So basically, if I'm taking straights, basically what I'm saying is this Joker's dead. I'm sacrificing the runner, and I feel okay about that. Also, this bull becomes a bit worse. Do I also want a clearance sale or save money? I guess if I buy it now, I do get a pretty significant discount. I think I'm not going to take the burglar because the burglar prevents me from leveling up the runner and then also messes up my telescope. And I think because we have the telescope, I do take the celestial packs here, though I could see it fairly reasonable not to take the celestial packs here. And I think I sell the bull actually so we can get extra interest. I think we have plenty of chips from the runner. Go next. All right. Purple 6 we can discard. Justice is not something I super care about, but I can put it on a 3 and maybe we can break the 3. Something like that, and I will keep the other 3 in hand and maybe we score slightly less points. No, that's not true. It's a glass card. Of course it wins. Bummer. I want to play more than one straight. There's another Saturn card. Yeah, I wonder what happens if you don't play straights. I guess you would get punished if you chose not to play straights. I guess Todd we can sell. There is a standard pack here. The boss is face down cards. Do I want this standard pack? Probably. There's another purple seal. I'll take it. In the short term, it makes my straights worse, but in the long term, maybe that'll help me play more straights by building a better deck. Can I one time not win? Bummer. Maybe against the boss, we can get away with not winning. There is a Mega Celestial pack for $6. Is probably worth it since we have the telescope. Could be Neptune here. I guess this other stuff I don't care about. Maybe plutonium. Nah, you should take the Mars card. That could be an end game plan. Play 4 of a kind. Do I want this standard pack for $3? Probably. Cost me interest, but that's okay. There's a blue seal too. Blue seal, but it's a 2 is kind of stinky. That's okay. Since I have the Jack and the 10 here, we could throw away all of the 6s. And then I'm looking for a 9. I think I throw out the 8 here, and then that gives me a better chance of finding the 9. Okay. I don't need this ace. We can't lose. We score plenty of points where we can't lose. I could try to get a king now. Maybe. Did not get the king. Alright. Let's go... This scores a lot, huh? Because we have the 10 there. Let's play this ace. Oh, there's the 9. Bummer. I guess I could have used the lovers to flip over the card. Oh well. Hiker we don't need because we already have the runner and we have the fist. Boss is extra large. Okay. So it could be a credit card, probably you just sell it. Red glass 10 is kind of interesting when we play straights and we have 19 base mult already. Wheel here for $2, sure, why not? Yum. Do I want the extra discard right now for the purple seal value, or we can wait one round on that? I think we can wait. Go next. Purple 6. Okay, if I discard the 6, I'm looking for the 7 for the straight. This could be either a 3 or a 7, but I only have 3 3s in the deck. Let's play high card ace. Bummer. I guess we can throw away the 4. Still looking for that 7. No, maybe I'm supposed to keep the 4 in case I get the 3. Getting worse. We can't lose here. I just really want the straight. Alright. At least we get the purple seal value. I want to see what's under here. So maybe we go bonus 8. And then it's another 8. That's good news, because actually 8s are good for us. This doesn't win yet, I think. Temperance is $5. I guess if I use it now, I get an extra $1 of interest. There's the 7. We can play the lower straight. We get more mult from the fist that way, which mostly doesn't matter because we have the holographic runner. Boss is going to be 36,000. Alright. My most played hand, still straights. Okay, so Celestial Pack, we'll go Saturn first. That way if we could find a Fool, we can copy. I would like Hermit so I can take the discard voucher. We get a Hung Man. That's kind of the same thing. 3 and 2, we can hang them. And I think I am not going to take the discard here. Okay. Mystic Summit is something that we could do, which maybe we don't need to do. Maybe. I don't know, I got Joker slots, might as well, right? Alright. Looking for a 10, throwing away a 7, maybe? 5th card. Probably you use death on the blue seal. Probably. Can I play this straight without winning? If I don't do the Mystic Summit here, if I just play this one? We have a 2 for the fist. Ah, bummer. Alright, there's a Fool. Could be a death card, could be a Hung Man. I think between the two of those, I would prefer a Hung Man. Okay. So, Lovers is out, Fool is in. For sure we take Wasteful here. We could open a standard pack and look for something else to copy with Death. Could be a blue 6 instead of a blue 2. I love that idea. It's gonna be much better for the fist. I messed up. Sucks to suck. Okay. So I have a 6. I'm looking for an 8 is what I'm looking for. Okay. Since we have the 6, we probably don't need the king if we want to get rid of the king. Since we have the wall, this straight does not win. We can go ahead and send it. Or we can play the glass one. We could use death to copy the glass one, and that's kind of exciting. I think I would prefer copying the blue seals, though. So this straight for sure doesn't win. Okay. I don't need these 6s. I do need another 9. Maybe I throw away the 10. Alright, we have a 5. I don't want to use the death card yet. So I guess I just play high card. Okay. So we have a straight. I could use death on a 3. I probably will do that. I probably don't want to use it on a 5. I could use it on a king. So 3 becomes a 6, and then the king becomes another 6. And then we've got a straight. And now, maybe, we're doing okay. I'm not going to use the Saturn cards yet, in case we find a fool. No Arcana pack, which means I do use the Saturn cards now. This boss is no discards. Well, that's kind of rude, actually. Okay. I could take Celestial pack here, could take Liquidation first. I think if I'm only making one purchase here, I'll wait on Liquidation. Flower Pot is okay if we're playing straights. It's like easy enough. Instead of playing multiple straights per round, you just play the one good straight per round. I think it's unnecessary. And if I don't have to, then I won't. Alright, do I want a jumbo standard pack? I think now that we have the blue seals and the purple seals, I think no more standard packs. I think this is something that I need to start getting better about, is not opening standard packs that you don't need to open. I'm still trying to get better. Alright, let's go keep the 6. I could throw away a 6 since we have more 6s in the deck. Yeah, probably that's what we should do. Alright, how about a pair of aces on the telescope? Yeah, my straights are still easily the most played hand. I have this straight. I don't need the 4 here. I get a death card. So make another 6. And then send it. Yes. Alright, can we get an Arcana pack? No Arcana pack, then we use the Saturn cards. Fortune Teller is Molt. Whether or not it's scaling Molt, unclear. But it's Molt, at least, 13. We can go Rebate. Probably something that I want to do. Alright, so do we take Liquidation now? And then Fortune Teller maybe doesn't matter so much if we have Telescope and we have the leveled up straights. But maybe we take it. And then against this boss here, we can just play pairs since we have so many chips on the runner already. Rebate on 4s, no standard packs. Remember, no standard packs. I can rebate this 4. I probably should throw away the 2. I have enough blue seals on the deck that if I throw away 1, I can draw more. Okay. Now I'm looking for a 7. Maybe. So throw the 6s, both of them, or one of them. I guess I have 2 discards and I have 5 hands. I might as well hold one. Might as well. Alright, so we can make a gold card here. We can play the low straight. I want to discard the 4 for the rebate money. I probably discard one more time. Now, does this get me enough points? Probably. Okay, that's like 50,000. So against the boss, we only need 1 straight. Alright. Oops. For lucky cards? Nah. Death card. I could make more 6s. I think we have too many 6s. What I would like to get is more 7s and more 9s. So I could just make a 9 here. I think is actually pretty useful to me. Rebate on queens. Get another death card. If I am playing straights, I think glass cards are particularly useful to me. But maybe I just want a death card. So I could make another 8. I could make another purple 8. I could make another blue seal 2. Probably I don't want another 2, but a purple 8 seems very useful. And then probably we go one more. Drunkard for the extra discard is good with the rebate. It's good with the blue seals, trying to get the straights. I don't know as a rental if I want to pay for a discard. I think if this wasn't a rental, I would sell the Mystic Summit. Maybe sell the Fist. Go next. Alright, so our weakness is 7s. We need to find a way to draw 7s. No matter what, we survive here. This 10 is probably forced. I think we throw away the 6 because we need the 7, and then we have other 6s, and then that way I can throw away this 10. Alright, so this wins. Do I play high card and try to draw a blue seal? Probably. And then one more time. That's it. Yum. Rebate on queens. Okay. We got a nice amount of money. Boss says spades are debuffed. Could take an observatory. Is pretty good with blue seals. I guess we don't have to take it right away. Do we want ramen? Probably not. Probably I want to use my discards for rebate money. So let's go one more. Could be judgment here. Sixth Sense is interesting since we have so many 6s. But it's eternal. Maybe eternal we don't take it. He's thinking about it. Go one more. Strength is perfect. I can turn 6s into 7s. That's huge. That's a big game. Well, not this 6, but okay. So could be $6, could be $20, could be a glass card. I think I want a glass card. I have extra 8s, so I think it makes sense to make a glass 8. I also have extra 6s, so maybe also it makes sense to make a glass 6. And then go Hermie here. Do I care about this Mystic Summit? Probably not. Maybe I use Judgment here. Maybe I should have used... Ooh. Hachi Machi. Go one more. Alright. The Bean. Rebate on queens. So... I guess my plan is play one good straight. I can play 3 jacks. Okay. 2 blue seals I think I will turn into 7s. Now we've got 7s. Rebate on queens I could go 10, 9, 8, 7. Do I play the glass 6? I think I don't play the glass 6 because I don't need to. I think maybe this extra blue seal we don't need, right? Discard purple, discard the queen. Alright, could be high row. Probably we discard purple again, so 9 and 8 we don't need. We can spin the wheel, so maybe with the Hierophant I could go 9 and 7, I guess. I mean, it probably doesn't matter since we have So many chips anyway. Alright. These 9s, this 8, this 6 I can play. Saving a discard for the rebate. Alright. 6s I can discard. At this point, we're just playing with it, right? We can do lucky 7. We can do lucky 6. Sure. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should work. Okay. I don't even remember what the boss was. That was 20 minutes ago. What was the boss again? The boss is spades are debuffed. Alright. Telescope gives me guaranteed Saturn cards. You're not supposed to look in there. Stop opening standard packs. Go one more. Ancient Joker is interesting. It's kind of like a flower pot. Kinda. We are playing straights. I think Ancient Joker is pretty good here. We could do Ancient Joker instead of the Fist. Maybe. I hate Ancient Joker. I think it's correct. I hate it. I don't wanna. Let's go next. Alright. We can do rebate on 6s. And Ancient Joker on diamonds. Don't mind if I didgeridoo. I have a glass 6, I have a glass 10. What if we go glass 8? And then I'm just gonna play a jack, right? So what do I want to turn into gold? I don't know. Maybe a gold 9. The only reason I'm doing it now is so that I could discard the 2 purples. And a 2, I guess. Aces, we can hang them. Sure. And then what? Probably we play the lucky 10. So I have what looks like a winning hand. I could try to get more 6s for the rebate. I could, maybe I don't care about this gold card that much. Maybe I don't care about this lucky card that much. This card purple here. All right, so I want to play a jack high straight, I think. So jack 10, 9, 8, 7, and then that way we can discard 6s if we want to discard 6s. I think that means 5s and 8s we can play, 10 we can play. Got to think about my telescope, but maybe don't think too hard about it. So I can discard these 6s if I want. Maybe discard these 6s, and then I still have the straight in hand. Okay, and then we drew another blue seal. Okay, so maybe 9 and 8 we can make into mult cards. And the world is not something that I super care about. Maybe with all of these diamonds, since we did all these blue seals and diamonds, if we are going to have Ancient Joker, maybe you're supposed to turn some diamonds into spades. Though I guess the boss is going to debuff my spades. So I don't know, maybe do something like that. I guess we could play a pair here and then try to draw the gold card is maybe something that I don't super care about. All right. Rebate on kings. 3 more rounds on the bean. Don't look in there. Hiker, no. Pareidolia, nah. I take a free reroll here, so maybe this fortune teller is not super important for us to do, I guess. Maybe. Throwback times 1.25 is not great. I might want a hallucination here. I guess what's nice about hallucination, this booster pack only cost me $2. Could be a blue 8. See, that's why you gotta open all the standard packs. You could get a blue 8. Maybe get one of those. And then now I've got 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s, and 6s. Yes. Let's go. I don't think I want to pay the rental fee on the hallucination. I could make a gold card. I could just take $7 here. I think I just take the money. It's not even that much money. Alright, I don't want to pay for the rental hallucination. I don't really have much faith in the throwback. I could get Saki Busky. Saki Busky plus Ancient Joker, and then we don't play... What is it? Then we start playing straights with the face cards. I guess I still have my queens and jacks. I could play something like that. I don't think it's necessary for us to do that. I think maybe we just do Drunkard here. Maybe. It is polychrome. It is perishable. But it is polychrome. Extra discard? I said before I didn't want to pay money for the extra discard, but maybe now I do. I don't want to spend $11 on a reroll. Let's just go next. If the moon debuffs, or sorry, if the boss debuffs my spades, I can use the moon on the 2 of spades, maybe. Ancient Joker on spades is not something that I'm super concerned about. I don't know if we should be concerned, but maybe I'm not concerned. Alright. Rebate on kings. I only have 2 kings, so let's not worry about that. Let's just focus on purple seals. That's the thing. Alright, so purple 6 we could discard. I think the glass card I don't think is necessary. Probably discard the glass card. If we have to play 2 straights, that's actually better for us. I have strength, so now I have a roughly even amount of my cards. I think I want to turn 5s into 6s is probably the best use of my strength. So I can play a straight flush is not a straight, and then we get the runner value, but maybe the runner value doesn't matter if we have high level straights anyway. Do we want this strength card? Maybe. So I guess one thing we could do is we could turn, if I turn a 5 into a 6, I can turn 1 6 into 1 7. Maybe. And discard this 8. So I'm going to play this straight. I could discard like this. I don't need this blue seal. I have others. Okay, there's a purple seal. I think I don't care about the moon that much. I can keep the 8 of clubs. We're going to keep 6 and 7 we can discard. And then we get a world. So 5 becomes a 6, 6 becomes a 7, I think is reasonable. I could do the 1 queen into a king, and then we just get money. Is maybe good enough. Kind of like that idea. Alright, so I don't need the world. I can discard the king. I can play... Maybe we keep the 6. There's no real reason to discard it. Maybe I don't need to discard this 9. Let's just discard the king. Alright, so here's the straight, which might not one-shot. Maybe. But with polychrome, it's fine. We got 3 extra hands there, so we could easily find another straight if we needed another straight. Okay, next round. Boss says we lose money. There's a blackboard. Maybe not as a perishable. Tarot Merchant seems great for us, though. Alright, we got Hermie. Superposition, too late for that. Temperances are so bad right now. Because we got the double discount. Judgment, no. Lovers, we could... If this boss doesn't care about suits, we could make some wild cards for the Ancient Joker. We could turn the glass card into a wild card. Red Seal Wild. I don't think I need the star. We can maybe take the devil and go next. Alright. Ancient Joker on clubs. Oh. Rebate on queens. How many queens do I have? I don't have that many queens. I guess that means we can just... I want to turn diamonds into wild cards. So maybe we go wild 6 or maybe wild spades is fine. This straight wins. In case you had any doubts. One more round on the bean, I think. Fool for Saturn? Maybe. Alright, the Buffoon pack, we get a free reroll. I could do that instead of the Drunkard. Rebate on 10s. Okay. World, and there's a strength card, so yeah, I could still turn. Strength card could be useful. I don't think I use a fool for a strength card though. I think fool for Saturn is correct. Do I want the extra hand size instead of the bean? For sure. Rebate on 10s. Alright, that I am willing and able. Ancient Joker on spades. I don't think I want to play the glass 6, so let's discard it. I want to strengthen a 5, and I want to strengthen a 6. So I might as well strengthen this 5 and 6, actually. And then discard the 10s. How many more 10s we got? We got 3 10s in the deck. So with Ancient Joker on spades, I can play this 7. I can throw away this 6. I can play these 6s. Okay. And then this straight wins, though I'm probably going to discard the 10. Okay, 2 more 10s in the deck. I don't need this 7. How many blue seals we got? We got 24 cards in the deck, so throw away this 7. Okay. Alright, so 9, 8, 6, 7. I do need another 10 or 5, actually. So, throw away this one. Throw away this 6, throw away this 8 probably. We got 20 cards on the deck. This should be fine. And then I can save a discard. Alright, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. There's a 5, so I can discard the 10. I can discard these 8s. I don't need this 9. And then we get the blue seals. So to do the rebate, we had to make some sacrifices, and then we lost a little bit of blue seal value, but I think that's fine. Oh well. I miss having my extra discard already. Alright, we used strength. So if I get a fool, I can copy Saturn. One thing we could do with a standard pack is we could look for another 9 or another 10 could be useful. Maybe it's too late now. Ancient Joker on diamonds. There's a luchador. Not for this boss, but maybe for a future boss. Well, that's not very exciting. There's a Saturn card. Alright. Rebate on 5s. So I still have 2 more 5s. I can still strengthen 5s and 6s if I want. I could strengthen 1 8 to get another 9. So maybe let's see here, rebate on 5s. Maybe I strengthen an 8 here. Maybe I strengthen 2 8s. And then we have 5 8s. Maybe I go 1 8, 1 6. Alright. So, rebate on 5s. Discard 2 purples. Ancient Joker on diamonds. And we get a hungman. So, 4s and kings, we can hang them. Maybe. Looking for diamonds. So we have a 7, we have a 6, we can play the jack. Ow. Okay. 4 and 2, so probably discard the glass 7. And then with justice, so I have a glass 10, I have a glass 9, I have a glass 7. Maybe I want a glass 8 and a glass 6. So it could be this 6 we turn into glass. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Something like that. Alright. Ancient Joker on clubs. And then this boss doesn't matter. Alright. So let's go juggler rebate. Rebate on 7s. I got a lot of 7s. Alright. Crystal ball. Let's go next. Rebate on 7s. Okay. Discard purple. Hierophant. Here's some more 7s I can rebate. So if we rebate a bunch of 7s. 4 more 7s left. I want to discard the 10. I maybe do something like this. Play the 6s. I might need my jacks here. Okay, so jack 10, 9, 8, 7. That's a straight. I want to try to get the blue seal. A lot of opportunity to get the blue seal here. All right, so we can go 1 more. Don't need this 5. Okay. 6 and 5. We do get a blue seal. I can use the Hierophant on an 8. Okay. I can play this straight with this 8 in the front. Okay. Rebate on kings now. Probably we don't care about that. Okay. Ancient Joker on diamonds. That might be the best one for us. Baron is interesting. Maybe not. Alright. So, go next. Rebate on kings. I could discard purples. I don't care about the kings. I do care about the blue seals. So maybe queen and jack here we discard. Purple seals maybe I care a little bit about. Strength is good. So ancient joker on diamonds. What do we got left in the deck? We got a lot of 7s in the deck, so I can throw away a 7 for sure. I might have to throw away the 2 here. Maybe that's the correct move. I'm trying to get a 6. I'm not really going to get the jack. So maybe the 8 we can discard, and then I can use strength on a 7. Okay. There's another purple. And I'm pretty close to the straight now. Actually, 31 cards in the deck, we should just play all of these. Death card. So I can use death on the 10, and then I can strengthen it. I can strengthen it first. Maybe. Maybe we hold the strength card. Let's turn a 5 into a 6. So death first. 5 into a 6. Okay. I have a straight, which wins. I probably discard the jack. I could play high card. Okay. I probably can play the 7, and then the 6 we can play. There we go, play the 8. Oh, I'm supposed to keep the 8. Maybe it's fine. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, should have kept that 8. There's this we can play. Cool. Ancient Joker on clubs. Okay. And this boss says debuff your stuff. So with the Saturn cards upstairs, I can't take the Hung Man here. Bummer. Is that something that I care about? Alright, Judgment. I would like to strengthen my glass 6. This other stuff I don't care about. Oh, maybe I take Judgment instead of rebate. Ancient Joker on clubs. No. So Glass Joker, no. Fool, we can use Saturn. Superposition. Hierophant. Hungman. Could be extra hand size instead of the rebate. I think that is for sure what I want. So one less hand, but the extra hand size makes all of my hands more effective, makes all of my discards more effective. Let's go next. We should be able to touch them all. Alright, so I'm looking for my Jack 10, 9, 8 of clubs, and a 7 of hearts. So I'm looking for my 8 of clubs. Got it. All right. So do one of those. Ace 10. Looking for 8 of clubs and not the 6. Great. So now 6s we discard, 7s we discard. Okay. These 8s we can discard. Okay. 1, 2, something like that. Well, we didn't get to touch them all, and that's okay. So we can sell to remove the boss debuff, and then we can play something like this. Okay. 2 billion points. Just like we drew it up. Alright. Let's go back to this. What was this? This said, okay, couldn't find scaling molt. So we didn't find really scaling molt jokers. We found, what was it? Fortune Teller? Fortune Teller is a molt joker, but it's not a scaling molt joker. It doesn't go up, right? Plus 44. So what do we do instead? Well, this particular seed, it started with Telescope. You could think of Telescope as being like scaling molt, depending on what hand you play. So if you're playing high card and if you're playing pairs, or even if you're playing 2-pair, all of those are only 1 molt per planet card. So only going up once every couple of rounds. Telescope only works if the shop has a Celestial Pack, and not every shop has a Celestial Pack. On average, it's about 2 shops per Celestial Pack, or, half a Celestial Pack per shop or something like that. So, not that much scaling molt. But if you're playing a higher ranking hand, if you're playing flushes, that's 2 molt per. If you're playing straights, that's 3 molt per. So with the level 38 straights, we're able to get up to 115. Obviously, most of that came from the blue seals. The blue seals being kind of powerful, being kind of overpowered. But the Telescope definitely helped us in the early game, right? So Telescope in the early game, and then eventually you find the blue seal, and eventually you are able to take over that way. On the runner here, we got it up to 300 chips. If you have 300 chips on the runner, you don't necessarily need scaling molt. So often what we do is we have scaling molt, and then you have some flat amount of chips. So maybe plus 90 chips or plus 100 chips. And then maybe you have some additional chips from your planet cards. But another thing you could do is you can have scaling chips and then just a flat amount of molt. So we had the Fist, gave us plus 20. We had Mystic Summon, gave us plus 15. The runner itself, holographic, gives us plus 10. Like, just 30 molt is enough if you have enough chips, maybe. And then you don't necessarily need like the X molt jokers. If we are playing straights, then you have access to glass cards, and maybe the glass cards are less effective if you're playing pairs. Another way that we could have played this seed, there was a bull early on, and so I had this decision between either doing the runner or doing the bull. One or the other, not both. We chose the runner because the runner was eternal. If you don't take the runner and you have the bull instead, then with the bull you have this incentive to not re-roll, right? And if you're not re-rolling, then you're not finding more powerful stuff. And so maybe that's the reason you're not finding the molt jokers that you want. Maybe that's the reason you're not finding the X molt jokers that you want. So the bull is not free, right? You get to the end and it may be 300 chips up here, but if you have $150 in the bank, that's $150 worth of rerolls, which could have been some jokers that you were missing, some important joker that finishes the run for you. With the runner, just because it says it gets bigger when you play straights, that doesn't mean you have to play straights. So something that we did consider in this particular run, we won each round with basically just 1 straight per round. So out of 23 rounds, basically just 1 straight per round. So you can do that 1 straight per round, and then use on the blue deck specifically, if you have 4 other hands, you can use your other 4 hands to play pairs, right? Or even on another deck, if you have only 3 hands, you could play 1 straight and then 3 pairs. And then you will get here with just those 21 straights, we're able to get it to 315 chips, right? Which is plenty. And then when you level up your straights, so here 1,000 chips, now the runner doesn't matter anymore. So the runner is not a payoff for playing straights. The runner is a mini game where you do the mini game is playing straights, and then the reward is you take those chips and you apply it to some other hand that needs the chips. So the runner here, if it weren't eternal, you would sell it. Ancient Joker, you don't necessarily have to play flushes every time. Ancient Joker, perfectly fine with straights. You could just play 2 cards, that's already a ×2, and then if you play 3 cards, that's ×3.5 is pretty good. Take care, everyone.